RingCentral's AI receptionist uses voice AI to answer on the first ring, so you'll never miss a call again. In just a few minutes, you can personalize your own AI receptionist to answer questions, route calls, schedule appointments, and even send texts in multiple languages. Plus, it's easy to scale. Create unlimited AI receptionists across any phone system. It's all powered by one reliable platform for effortless AI communications. See for yourself at ringcentral.com. RingCentral, voice of your business.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
From the windowless offices of the Pentagon to the glass-walled campuses of Menlo Park, a silent thread of DNA connects the world's most powerful defense agency to the apps in your pocket. A secretive agency for military research has long been the forge where the future is hammered out, responsible for the internet, GPS, and the very foundations of the digital age. But as the Cold War faded and the information age dawned, the agency's focus shifted from the physical battlefield to the cognitive one. Long before engagement metrics and algorithmic feeds became household terms, programs like LifeLog sought to create a multimodal, permanent database of a person's entire existence, their movements, their conversations, and their connections. Officially shuttered in 2004, the project's ghost seems to have found a new home in the private sector, where the data once sought by intelligence officers is now voluntarily surrendered by billions of users every single day. Was the rise of social media a spontaneous cultural phenomenon, or was it the ultimate dual-use technology perfected in a lab to map the human social graph? As we trace the venture capital back to its tactical roots and examine the psychological operations buried in our notifications, the boundary between user and subject begins to blur. Is your smartphone a tool of connection or a sensor node in a global net of behavioral engineering? This case file, join the theorists as we follow the funding and unmask the architects of the digital panopticon in DARPA's shadow over the social web.
Welcome to Alien Theorists Theorizing. Case file. Zell, hit it.
373.
I'm Braden.
I'm Zell.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Andrew.
Good old matinee recording.
Hell
today.
yeah. Hell, listen, little matinee with a little fucking beverage on a Sunday.
I was, I thought I'd be a good boy today. I had a workout this morning and a sauna. Then I see this guy with a full giant glass of red wine, so I had to crack
in
the
beverage. In this is for Johnny Depp, a goblet of wine, basically today.
Little breakfast wine, never hurt anybody.
Little breakfast wine, huh? Little pre-noon wine, never hurt anybody on a Sunday. Huh?
On the wine at 9, buddy.
They say
Let's
it.
go.
You just hurt everybody after you drink it.
Fact.
It's supposed to be on the wine at 9 p.m., buddy, not 9 a.m.
Oh, really? I
read
mixed
that
up.
wrong.
Well, why
Listen,
not? Right.
it's like mixing up the
one of
AM
them.
PM. You know
That's
what I mean?
fair. Yeah.
It's not on me.
The time change came and Braden just figured.
the time
Yeah,
change. It was a
that
time
makes
change.
sense.
When it said an hour back, I thought the nines flipped.
This,
Oh, yeah.
complete reversal.
I thought the nines flipped. That's on me. Sorry, boys. Won't let it happen again.
That's okay.
Won't let it happen
I support you, and I'll be drinking with
Yeah.
you this afternoon.
All
for a
right. Well,
couple.
at least we can all support.
solidarity.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Johnny Depp.
So this week we're back to rotational case picks.
Hell yeah.
So this week,
So
Andrew.
if it sucks, we can pinpoint it on one person.
Yes,
It's all about accountability with this podcast
Hell yeah,
now.
boys.
As
Yeah.
we've been the steady slide of decline, we've been like, all right, we need to focus on who is the problem. All right.
Gotta suss it
I
out.
mean, judge by how many
let's
one-star
certainly not
reviews.
read one-star reviews
Trouble.
to find out who's the reason for the,
There might be a pattern there.
Yeah.
No, I think
Let's
I
not
think
do
this
that.
one because I don't think Andrew can tie his racism into this one.
Yeah, that sounds
Wait,
like a
listen,
challenge.
we've talked
Yeah.
about this. It's seasonal. It's not fair. Just because I get fucking pale in the winter, everybody starts tossed around the hard racism accusations here.
Today, Andrew's picked.
Well, if you
A
played, if anyone's played any air graders against you, I don't know.
Yeah, what do you mean you don't know?
Everyone's anonymous in that game, so
Yeah.
everyone can say whatever they want.
Yeah, I'm not
Judging by what
I'm
I've
the one
heard on there
defending
so
it.
far.
I'm always I'm questioning. I'm like, there's so
He is,
many. the guys
Andrew is
love-
defending his racism in the game all the time.
Absolutely.
Tonight we're talking a little DARPA, brief history, but mainly some modern connections with some social media we may or may not use on a regular basis, which may or may not track everything we do, record everything
yeah.
we say, know
These are
everything
ones I
about
hate
you.
because I believe it. I'm like, oh,
Well,
this
it's
is
real.
happening. This
It's
is
like
real.
I don't think there's anybody that can discredit the fact that Silicon Valley was built by the Pentagon.
Not in the research I said. I found nothing. There's no evidence, Andrew. Zero.
It does feel like, I mean, we're going to get into it, but it does feel like these were at one time publicly government funded programs that got pushback, and they're like, all right, well, let's go private. You're like, holy fuck.
And you're gonna fucking pay for it and agree to it. And
Yeah,
enjoy
you're
it.
gonna pay for it, and the government's not gonna pay for it anymore. And now we can do whatever we want, hide behind private corporations.
So essentially, Silicon Valley didn't emerge organically. It was seeded, funded, and shaped by the U.S. military and their intelligence agencies.
And just hold on, just I don't want to interrupt too much here, but
Well, you're gonna.
do you keep saying silicone?
Silicon?
Okay,
Silicon.
Silicon.
yeah. I thought you said
Silicon.
Silicon Valley, and I was like,
I don't
well,
think I said silicon.
I thought you did.
Just sealant.
All right, continue.
Okay.
You may proceed.
So in the early 30s and 40s, early tech roots were in Stanford University. They started fostering kind of like an engineering and electronics programs, mostly done by Professor Frederick Terman. And then obviously World War II, everything jumps off and we start getting into radar, communications, electronics. And Stanford and the nearby labs become this key research partners with the military. And that's kind of where you see this initial military university partnership again. The U.S. Department of Defense becomes the main customer, which funds massive research programs. They need, missiles, guidance systems, advanced computing. In the late 50s, you get the birth of the semiconductor industry and the Fairchild Semiconductor. They built microchips used in military systems and space programs. Of course, we've got the fake Apollo program and Cold War. Government demands for smaller, faster computers, which leads to rapid innovation.
Yeah, because they had to render all
silicon
that moon
chips.
footage as quick as they could.
Absolutely. But as we get going in here, we're starting to realize the Pentagon is the biggest tech investor in the world at this point. Silicon Valley companies survive largely on defense contracts. So in the 60s and 70s, we get the ARP and the birth of the internet. So the ARP is which ends up turning into DARPA essentially. They start doing these researches basically to prevent technological surprises during the Cold War. ARPNet basically is the first version of the internet. Can we agree on that?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first version that they started the first transfer of packets, like breaking information down into
And IP
packets.
addresses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
To
like telling
basically
you
to
where the
maintain-
information comes from, wrapping up the information and telling you where it comes from.
Which is a crazy rabbit hole. I didn't really go down too far, but like I never really understood too much about packet transfer. It's like all these individual packets just find their own way through the network in the fastest time, and then at the end are reconfigured and built back up. It's insane. We live in a world of magic.
Yeah.
boys.
I mean, there's a lot of like everyday tech
Dude.
that comes from
Dude.
DARPA and ARPA. Yeah.
I mean, listen, magic is a key word here.
magic, dude.
Oh
It's
yeah,
magic.
I don't believe any of this shit. It's crazy. It's all fucking. But like at
But
this
you're
point,
telling me this stuff just pops through these little wires and
Yeah,
tubes
it's
I have?
send
It
little
doesn't even make
fucking
sense.
sugar packets like you put in your
Yeah.
coffee. They just mail them out. That's,
digital
that's what they're
packets.
talking about, right? So
Encode, decode, build
the
back up.
military is like developing these programs for the universities, and then you get into the 70s and 80s, and it transitions to civilian tech and like the rise of the PC or the personal computer, which is super interesting because it's, you know, like Steve Wozniak, I think he was working for HP at the time, and he starts using this, you know, this technology that they've used, reduce the size, you know, the processors and everything like that, and basically gets the freedom to design the PC on his own. With that, like HP's like, go ahead, man, do your thing, come up with your own thing.
Are Hewlett Packard still around?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they still in like the home, because that was like my first home computer was a
don't know if
Hewlett
they do
Packard.
Computer so much. They think if they do
It's a fucking
personal
that
computers.
was a good unit back in
The HPs?
fucking 98.
I think they declared bankruptcy. A couple
HP
years ago, actually, but I think they're still around.
No, they still got desktop computers.
I was playing like Diablo 2 on a Hewlett Packard.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
they
they
had
got
a good
lots of
share.
shit.
Yeah, they had a good share. And I don't know if they're like
They're actually
heavily into it
mainly notebooks now.
now. Yeah, I think everybody.
HP ProBooks.
Which is
ProBook.
like, is that a laptop or what's a phone?
notebook. Yeah, laptop
Okay.
computer.
Cool.
So
What
we'll
about
get
Dell?
one.
Did that fucking dude you're getting a Dell guy? Didn't
they're
he
still
sink
around.
that company? He's a bit of a piece of shit.
They're
Bit
still
of a
around.
shady pat.
They're
Really?
making
still
shitty
going.
computers and still making shitty computers. But they're cheap. and-
Now it's like, dude, you getting a Dell?
yeah, pretty much.
Ew.
Dude, a Dell?
Most of our Dells that we use at our company have about a 3-year lifespan. Like you got to replace them in 3 to 5 years.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just fucking falls apart.
What's the fucking
Yeah.
point? It's just planned obsolescence, or are they just
100%.
fucking?
I mean, in 5 years, I mean, the way tech moves now, it's kind of like 5
Yeah.
years. It's like that thing's a dinosaur.
Just fucking crazy. They're doing such a good job keeping us all broke.
Yeah, hell
Gotta get
yeah.
that new comp.
It's
Not you,
fucking
Andrew, though.
nuts.
Andrew's
Never.
working on a 12-year-old computer
Boys,
right now. Still
the
going.
minute any of this shit dies, it's all analog for me.
Look, we can
You want
just
me to
put
be
you
part
on-
of the
we can put you on a
podcast? I'll
payment
be
plan.
fucking-
We'll put you on our payment plan.
No,
Dude,
no.
just rent the
Andrew's gonna
computer
be
for life.
Andrew's gonna get on the ham radio. He's gonna be radioing into the show.
Yeah,
that's all he'll
done.
do.
recording
I'm
on a
slowly
cassette
I
tape.
don't know. That might be.
Recording on a
Might be a
cassette
big
tape
ask.
and mailing
That's
it
true.
to Zell.
Been using a flip phone at home. I only use my fucking iPhone at work. I got an analog
Andrew's flip
watch
phone
again.
is like one of those cricket
There's
phones.
no
It's got the
fucking-
giant numbers on it, and
Yeah.
like, it looks like a kid's phone. Like
It's
it looks
good.
like a little.
No, it's like a
play school phone.
geezer phone. It's what the elderly use. I'm disconnected, boys. I'm unplugging. That's it for me.
Okay, so we had the rise of ARPA turns into DARPA. They have their hands in all these programs and technologies from the internet.
They're basically
to
single-handedly
GPS.
funding all these private companies in Silicon Valley to basically
Well, they're
make
using
semiconductors.
these companies are using military, ideas
Funding.
and military programs, right?
yeah, like
Which
like
is-
GPS and Siri, like
Stealth
the
tech.
talk to voice and
crazy.
stuff. That's all like it was first military application that then they're like, oh, we can also maybe turn this into.
You guys want to fast forward a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, let's fast forward a little bit to 2003. DARPA, which we've discussed now, issues a call for proposals to build the LifeLog systems. So essentially what the plan for LifeLog was a digital diary of your entire life. Record everything a person does, sees, says, and experiences, combine it into one unified system, right? So they basically aim to collect emails, phone calls, messages, websites visited, TV shows, books, media consumption, GPS location tracking, financial transactions like credit cards and purchases, social interactions, even biometric health data via sensors. So like anything you'd wear, your wearables, right? Like your watches, heart rate, blood pressure, all that type of shit. In short, your entire digital life and physical life continuously being recorded.
Your complete digital footprint.
Well, and this is like post 9/11. So like right now, like basically 9/11 opened the doors for like they're like
Patriot Act, baby.
yeah, hell yeah. They're like we're fucking
in the
gonna listen
thick
to
of it
your
right
phone
now.
calls.
It's crazy because
we're gonna
we-
read your fucking
They've been
emails,
trying,
whatever.
They were trying to do that shit forever. And everybody's like, fuck that. That's crazy. And then, they get you to beg for it. We all wanted the Patriot Act. We cheered for it. We got to
Hell
get
yeah.
terrorists. How else are we going to get them? Whatever it takes.
That can't happen again.
Can't happen again. Take all our
At all
personal
costs.
At
We
all
can't have
costs.
towers falling without getting hit by planes again, ever again.
Ever again.
Due to extreme heat, Braden.
Yes, we cannot
beams
have
melted.
towers.
Structural failure.
We cannot
Okay.
have towers coming down from extreme heat ever again.
We
So-
got to get those guys.
They wanted to create a perfect digital memory, create a system that could store your entire life history, recall events like your search engine, basically results, right? Anything that you've been looking up, searching. The goal was near perfect recall of experiences. They wanted to understand human behavior, analyze patterns to identify habits, routines, relationship preferences. DARPA would explicitly wanted to detect plans, goals, and other makers of intentionality.
Which is dangerous because if you think about how many people just fucking shit post online, you know what I mean? And this is like a profiling tool where it's like you're saying this, you're doing this, we're predicting that you're going to do this. This is fucking Minority Report coming in. They're like fucking pre-crime, baby. We're going to get you for a pre-crime.
Well, it gets into the next part, which is predict future actions. One of the most advanced goals was to use past data to predict what a person will do next, infer behavior patterns, and anticipate needs or decisions. Early form of predictive AI based on personal data.
Thought police.
Scary, dude. And as like their future plans is they wanted to enable AI assistants, cognitive systems, AI that understands your life contexts, acts like a personal assistant full of your memory, full memory of you, important for military intelligence and human-machine interaction research. Got to get ready for those T-100s. Military and intelligence applications, track individuals of interest, model human networks, analyze behavior patterns at scale. So mid to late 2003 is when you start getting public backlash, right? You get, and you
Well,
end
people are sick and tired of hearing the breathing when you're on a call. If you're fucking of the FBI and CIA agents fucking listening to all your calls, right? People are like, this is getting this is too much.
About my FBI agent's divorce, like I'm trying to hear it in the background.
He's chiming in. He's like, I feel you, brother.
So you kind of wonder, like, what happened? Why didn't this go forward? And in short, civil liberties activists and organizations like the ACLU thrust it into public debate, citing the obvious privacy concerns and potential for abuse from the government and the agencies and individuals running the system. There was a really good article about it in Wired magazine in 2003, and that's where this program came to light. An interviewee in the article says, I am sure that research will continue to be funded under some other title. I can't imagine DARPA dropping out of such a key research area.
Oh,
Right?
what? I wonder what happened after that then.
Well, exactly, right? But like you can see it, like this program is good, like massive.
It's scary. It's
It's
terrifying.
mass surveillance. It's government
Yeah.
profiling. It's abuse of personal
On your
data.
own people. On your own people.
Well, not necessarily just your own people, just
everyone.
in general. It has everything an intelligence agency would want.
Yeah.
You're able to track
Yeah.
people in real time.
Except public overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you expand the scope out from what it originally was intended to do, I think the original intention, at least what I read, was that it was meant to be like something that it would be deployed mostly within the military. And it was kind of one of those things where you would have your soldiers or your officers have like pretty much instant recall. Like you could be like, who did I talk to about engine repair 3 years ago? And it would tell you, it would link up GPS location reports that day. It would tell you exactly what you were doing. And that, I think that was kind of the original intention of what it was. And then if you expand, of course, you extrapolate that out.
It sounds
and
like the
then
original
widen out
plan
the
for
scope.
Facebook to just be a university fucking way of identifying people. Again,
A university
rating hot
or
chicks.
not app.
Yeah. But so, all of a sudden we get everybody kind of alerting and being like, yeah, this is not okay. It's an invasion of, privacy, all this stuff. And in 2004, there was a quiet internal shutdown. And exactly on the day February 4th, 2004.
Congress killed the Total Information Awareness Act.
Yes,
and that
which
basically was like, this program falls under that, and with killing this act, kills the funding for this program. And they're like, we're not having it. The public backlash was too steep. And February 4th, they fucking say, no, we're done.
February 4th, very important day. It was the last day of LifeLog. It's when they completely terminated it, and official response was there was a change in priorities. So,
what were those priorities, I wonder?
Well, get into it. So, like DARPA, the U.S. government's foremost authority on military intelligence research and development, with an annual budget of more than $3 billion. Put an extraordinary amount of effort into designing this platform, right? Like, think about all the people who were involved in this, how long it's been alive for. You know, a platform which would track and store virtually everything needed to understand and predict human behavior, both broadly and individually. A platform that just so happened to embody all the features of privatized social media years before it would fully come to pass. A platform that was considered so overreaching in its privacy concerns that it would never be allowed to propagate through a government project. Right? No way. This is complete breach of fucking personal privacy. Now, this was completely brought to end on February 4th. The same fucking day that the lights went on at the fucking Facebook.
The Facebook. Zuckerberg and boys.
The book of fucking Facebook, right? The book of faces. Like, that's...
It's insane to me because I'm like that. I mean, sure, on one hand, you can say weird coincidence. But at the same time, when you look at the public backlash, I'm like, you had this project that was known about that had civilian oversight, and the backlash like closes the door. They're like, no, absolutely not. And I was like, in my head, I go, what a genius move. If you're going to then privatize the same thing you're going to do, now you don't answer to fucking anyone other than shareholders. And if you're a fucking majority shareholder, have people that were in this program, no one can do fucking nothing. And you can still accomplish the same fucking goals.
Well, it's crazy when you look at it too, because it's like you look at Facebook itself, and it's a service that perfectly fits the description of fucking LifeLog.
Of what was just happening.
It's literally exactly the fucking same. And then the only difference is you're agreeing to it. You're accepting it. They fucking do a big fucking convoluted write-up that none of us read when we were fucking, 13? When this came out? And just pressed okay. And then all of a sudden we uploaded our information for them. We just agreed to it ourselves, did the work for them.
Well, especially now, like Facebook, like if you open Facebook on your phone, it tracks you across all apps, tracks all your fucking data, all by terms of service. It's like it's literally doing what, LifeLog was planning to do and wanted to do.
And do you know who the first
with no Overwatch other than shareholder?
Well, do you know who the first outside investor was of Facebook?
I know
Peter
exactly
Thiel was one of them.
Yeah, dude.
He was the one. He was the first outside investor.
And he's like, honestly, Peter Thiel now is fucking runs Palantir.
Well, he's Palantir in QTEL, right? Which is a fucking CIA program.
Let's not forget what Palantir is. It's the fucking all-seeing orbs in Lord of the Rings that anyone who has them can see all the other ones. It's like I'm like this motherfucker was involved all along. Right. And I was like, he was just behind the scenes as an angel investor coming in. Oh, I'm going to help you kind of push this into the exact same fucking thing that LifeLogs was planning to do. We've seen companies do this with like GPS and stuff, and they make civilian application. They're making a civilian application for LifeLogs, right? With no fucking government Overwatch, no civilian Overwatch, because it's a private company. To be honest, it's kind of a fucking genius move by...
It's absolutely a genius move.
Because
do you think
corporations...
they approached Tom from MySpace first, and he was like, no.
Yeah, Tom's cool, dude. 100%. Tom was like...
Because since MySpace was so big before, and then Tom was like, no, never.
I would never. This is about your top 5 friends.
I remember reading somewhere when Facebook was, coming to existence and gaining momentum, getting popular. Yahoo tried to buy it for like $1 billion. And Zuck was like, nah. Can't do it. I wouldn't know what to do with the money. Can't sell it.
Let's talk about that, because so Zuckerberg first, I mean, if you remember the movie, the fake documentary of Facebook.
It's all bullshit, bro.
It was Face Mash first, right? the year
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And he says he stole that code from those fucking giant brothers.
Winklevosses.
Twins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that gets shut down. And in January of 2004, he begins to self-code, supposedly, his own new site called the Facebook. And then, as we said, on February 4th, just a month later, it launches to almost instant success. But it's originally only, it's only Harvard first, right? And then it would slowly spread to other Ivy League schools. And then eventually, by the next year or two, it was in every...
Buddy, they targeted
everything.
the kids. They knew how to fucking get us, man. They targeted us as kids. I remember the first people, I remember meeting someone that was like, do you have a Facebook account? And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. And they're like,
I remember when they
stay
signed,
connected.
buddy signed me up for it, and it was an arts class on the computer.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh yeah, well, we can all stay connected. I was like, holy shit! But going into that movie, I've always it's so funny because when we got into this, I've had this thought before watching this movie. I was like, why did this Social Network? It's a good movie, it's fine, but I'm like, why did that need a movie? I always thought that. I was like, why did who was fucking clamoring for the
Facebook
fucking
the movie.
Facebook the movie? You know what I mean? Who wanted that?
I hate to paint their fucking official narrative here.
Right.
Now,
history?
when you look at it as this is a straight fucking propaganda
Fabrication,
piece,
baby.
right? 100% propaganda piece. I'm like, all right, well, this fucking makes sense now. Is they want to throw you off and be like, oh yeah, this was 100% this fucking, this homegrown thing. I was like, no. I was like, this has fucking CIA
Written
and
all
fucking
over it.
black budget written all over it now.
I got
Looking back
questions
on it.
now because I couldn't find the answer, so maybe you guys got them. So Zuckerberg, let's just say he's
shill.
the connections. So who is how Zuckerberg and why? Does he have a father in the military? Does he?
No,
have...
and it's Peter Thiel. I would say it's Peter Thiel coming in. He's
but
probably
Peter Thiel's
It's the
identified.
face, man.
No. But Peter, that all the investment happened after it launched.
Yes.
Because it launched, he thought it was just supposedly the story is he just launched it and it just blew up. And and after all of a sudden now he needed capital to grow the servers. He needed business. That's when Peter Thiel came in.
They had
That's
to
when he
make it
put in
look as
$500,000.
organic as possible.
The what?
They had to make it look as organic as possible, the growth. They didn't want to fucking cause too many red flags. They had already been in shit. Fucking
Yeah, so that's my
LifeLog had already
question.
been shut
So we have the shutdown of LifeLog
Yeah.
conveniently on the exact same day of the launch of Facebook. But I couldn't is there a whistleblower? What's the connection to Zuckerberg? How did it get to him? Was the backroom someone handed him the code in a hard drive, and then it went, or was it all done and they just stuck his name on it? Listen, man, if you go along with this, you'll be the face, and you're going to be
Maybe.
worth $1 trillion.
I mean,
Absolutely.
look,
Let's
if you
pick
look
the
at
most awkward fucking weirdo we can find.
isn't that
make him rich?
Isn't that a guy you could manipulate easy, with some money, and you're like, you're gonna build this thing.
I don't
We're gonna
wanna-
follow your
He
dreams.
said no to $1 billion, so
Yeah, but was he allowed to?
I might be guilty of generalization, but I'd be like, a lot of awkward weirdos are the kinds of people that you're going to find coding these kinds of things back then.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't think
dude.
Yeah.
100%.
a lot of those people writing in the back end code and front end code,
We're doing. I wonder, maybe he was already working for them. Harvard? Isn't Harvard already got huge ties to CIA? There always been lots of talk?
it's one of the. It's an Ivy League
top
university.
top
It's a top school. I would imagine there's a lot of people who get recruited out of there.
They probably have a fucking little farm team for the CIA in Harvard.
Sure.
That's where we.
they
these
have
fucking kids.
what is it? The Harvard, the Crimson, the
They got-
newspaper that interviewed him while he was doing.
They got
that
a
stuff,
farm team at Harvard, and they get all these kids, and you have your fitness standards, and you have to be able to do at least no more than 10 push-ups. You can't do a pull-up. You do a pull-up, you're out. Fuck off. Bye. Right?
Yeah, it's crazy how much
You have to have
Facebook is,
asthma.
They must
like-
hate Zuck now. They're like, what are you doing? Stop.
Jits. It's fucking
Stop.
jits, bro, dude.
I get how Facebook has completely taken over exactly what social media used to be. It used to be choices. You did have MySpace and you had, what was it, LiveJournal? Oh my god! I
buddy,
totally
we had
forgotten about
Xanga.
that until we start looking at this. It was LiveJournal. It's
Xanga.
Yeah.
I remember
Nexopia. I was even
Nexopia,
Zuckerberg had a LiveJournal account back then. Blogging about this stuff. It's wild. But yeah, the fact that Facebook has completely taken over at that point, and like Andrew said, it's strange to see the change. Zuckerberg is he turned down Yahoo money, and now he's building a freaking building a compound on the Hawaiian island that he owns 90% of or something.
Doomsday compound.
Yeah, it's wild.
yeah, what does he know? But yeah, as far as so let's say that's the theory. Zuckerberg he's their guy. He's their connection. LifeLog goes offline. Facebook comes online. It spreads insane. Within like 1 year, it was like millions of accounts. Within like 3 years, like half of North America had a fucking Facebook account. It's got to be
crazy.
The fastest growing product maybe of all time, besides now AI, is probably.
I will concede that the February 4th date might be a happy coincidence for this.
There's no fucking way.
I'm conceding maybe, but I'm saying Peter Thiel's involvement in Facebook directly connects this to like a DARPA project.
So you add Peter Thiel and then you add the start date, and you got to be like, come on.
Yeah, and then to me, I'm like adding Peter Thiel and then what Facebook morphs into. Do you know what I mean? Because then, like, once you have all these investors that can then control where like it's directed, then it's like, okay, hey, look, we're taking this. We like the government already, the military already had this. Let's apply this to Facebook. I didn't want to. I have a friend of a friend, and he has taken courses, and this only popped into my head because of this topic. But he's told me before, he's like, man, fuck, don't use Facebook. Don't use it. Don't put anything on there. And he says he goes to like training seminars where they're like doing like open source investigative techniques and stuff. And they'll be like, hey, Facebook leaves back doors open for law enforcement. They close these, fucking glitches and stuff, but they always open other ones for us. And he's like, we always know about them. And I was like, man, are they just secretly like fucking, it just kind of like Facebook kind of closes these doors and like law enforcement and military can just like backdoor all this shit and look at all your information. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can go on fucking an AI platform and plan a mass school shooting to a T and nobody alerts the fucking law enforcement.
No.
Which is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
So let's talk about Facebook then as the new LifeLog. Let's say a government surveillance tech.
As what it is.
I just want to show, like, I just kind of went into like how they track you. Everyone knows you're being tracked. Everyone knows like you say something and all of a sudden you're getting fucking ads for whatever you're talking about, right? So not only do they track every comment and like how much time you spend viewing each piece of content, that's all logged. Your age and your location, all the relationships, the people you interact with, that's all part of what they build your profile on. All the messages, and then millions, like almost probably every website now, Facebook has pixels. So every time you visit that website, it reports back to Facebook. It starts building a profile. That's where you get targeted ads.
Yeah, foot fungus.
Right? And anytime you log into Facebook on third-party apps, right? So like there's all, like you can log into either through your email or Facebook or maybe a couple other things. That's all logged. So now they know everything about you.
Well, and that's what Palantir I'm like is fucking do. I'm like, I'm sure Palantir has like fucking backdoor into everything. It's all military application.
Right.
It's in the fucking name.
Yeah. Right? Dude, it goes farther though. All those like on Facebook on that's all on there. Then it also has requests to your location. So your GPS, your context, your camera.
What the fuck do they need to know where you are? Like that's, why would you
accept microphone?
That? And give you recommendations based on your location.
Facebook is one of the only apps that you can delete and it's still on your phone. It's tracking you even if you turn it off.
What?
Yeah dude.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's fucking the craziest one.
Everything you're mentioning is all part of the fucking of LifeLog. Like these are all things that they wanted to do, which they are now doing successful.
If you want to go off grid, you got to take your SIM card out of your phone.
You got to
but they make it hard now. You can't even take your SIM card out of your phone now. Like it's like it used to be. You know, you could just like pop out the battery, pop out the SIM card, boom, gun, or like the little cell phone thing. You can pop it out. Now, like the SIM card usually is like integrated into the phone
because they don't want. They don't want you to take it out.
There's more though. There's more ways it tracks you. Want me to keep
keep going. Depress us more, please, Zell.
Let's go. Yeah. All your device indicators, all the advertising IDs and IP addresses you visit are all sent back to Facebook. That's building your online profile. So if this is a government surveillance agency, let's say it owns it, hypothetically, we don't really know 100%. They know everything about you. Your whole, even if you're not on Facebook all the time, but you have Facebook on your phone, or you have a phone and you're using the internet, that's all being sent back to Facebook. It doesn't matter if you're on the app or not. They also buy data from other data brokers. So all your purchase history, credit card data, and all your public records are on there. So they keep building a profile, and they enrich your profile with everything in your life. They know everything about you. Even if you don't think, I don't really use Facebook, doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then it's not even just wholly about like collecting the data and having the data there and giving the recommendations of like the stuff that they want you to buy. But then it's also, what is it called? It's called ontology, where it's like they take all the whole key of what LifeLog was. Well, the oncology. What the LifeLog was supposed to do was to take all of those and then take all of those data points and then create, these, predictions of intentionality, where it's going to be like, yeah, like we can predict what you're going to do based on all of these actions that you do, where you go, what you read, who you are, all of these things.
We can do all this that Dan's saying and Zell's saying, unless you go on your Facebook right now and in capital letters, you write, I do not give Facebook permission.
No. I like this. I want to see every one of our listeners copying and pasting the following. I do not give Facebook permission to use me as any tool.
Is that every single one of our parents, I think, have done that at least once.
We should start a new copy and paste
They just got my dad, dude. They just got my dad.
That's why it popped in my head.
We should do a new copy and paste trend where we put in all caps, Facebook is a CIA-owned corporation invested on by Peter Thiel, owned by Palantir. And then they just list out all the shit we've been talking about and post it. See what happens.
Yeah.
Then we die.
Oh yeah. We should. Let's do that next Monday when it comes out. We'll do a copy paste on the group.
And see how many people can copy and paste this, and
how many of my friends will actually. How many of my real friends will actually share this?
Yeah.
If you thought we were a shadow banned on Facebook, we're about to be completely obliterated.
Okay, so. The other thing I wanted to bring up, this is fucking recent, like in the last, when did I read this? On the 19th. Okay, so you know how fucking, like, if there's levels to conspiracy theorists and alarmists, I would say like we're fucking mid-range. Like there's the extreme ones that are fucking going crazy, you know what I mean?
I'm red-pilled boys.
Right?
Andrew's all the way.
And
there's some, right? Some have been saying, some have been saying, like,
all the time.
I'm gone, boys.
15-minute cities, they're going to corral you. You're not going to be able to leave your areas, right? That's been a big one that's popping up.
I don't see any conspiracy there.
No, right? Wait, here's what I'm saying.
Brother.
Dude, on March, let me just pull up the dates because I actually wrote this down because as I started to get into it, I was like, this is so fucking crazy. An AI cow collar startup called Halter. And what they do is they make these specialty devices that track livestock movement. So you put all your cattle into this basically smart collar, and you no longer need to do any kind of fencing. So what this AI does is it tracks the movement of the cow herds, and you can keep the cows together. Like it'll fucking round. The collars will vibrate and move and push the cows together. You don't even need. They're taking the sheepdogs, boys. They're taking the sheepdogs. Right? The cow dog.
Taking the dogs?
They're taking the dogs' jobs. Right?
Come on, leave the dogs alone.
And to the fence, you don't even need fences. You can open your fucking smartphone, open the app, and you can draw the fence line on your property of where you want these cows to stay, and these collars will fucking zap them and push your cows to stay together and stay in the zone.
That's fine.
The next season of fucking Yellowstone's gonna suck.
This
fucking chasing fucking cows around with their phones.
Listen to this. This startup that just started, came out of fucking nowhere, has just opened to a $2 billion valuation using GPS-enabled device that it's calling a cowgorithm.
Nice.
And it has
that's worth $2 billion.
It has a single fucking angel investor. A single fucking angel investor. Can you guess who that single fucking angel investor is?
Are his initials
Satan.
P and T?
Satan?
No, Peter Thiel.
There you go.
Peter Thiel has this company is like, they're saying it's going to be the biggest fucking like agriculture company now in history. Overnight.
Wow. To be fair, most tech companies say that they're going to be the biggest thing, like every single time.
Yeah, dude, Peter Thiel.
If you don't say that, you're doing
$2 billion.
it wrong.
They raised $2 billion all from Peter Thiel. It's insane.
But I watched fucking Pied Piper.
Like Peter Thiel's got $2 billion like in the trunk of his car. Like,
right? But
it's between
when
the
you
couch
look at what they're
cushions.
doing and what this is, and then you're like, and people are like when I was reading this article, I was like, that's crazy. And then I started reading this and I started thinking, I was like, they're going to do that to us. they're good. We're next. We're the fucking cattle boys. Palantir's going to be making sure none of us fucking leave. You're going to have closed borders. You're not going to need passports.
They're tracking us like they're tracking the cows.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty easy to be like, if you want to increase foot traffic somewhere, you just put out a social media message that says like, hey, there's going to be a limited edition Labubu here at this store at this time. And then you get like people there. Like
all the cows go there.
We're on the brink of an energy fucking pandemic. There's going to be a massive energy crisis. We don't
Energy
nobody's gonna be able-
pandemic. Everybody's got too much energy.
Yeah.
It's too much.
We got to
It's
get our
gone.
energy vaccines.
Yeah. They're going to make you, and that's going to be your little fucking app or cattle
Well,
app.
dude, I can go deep on this conspiracy rabbit hole with all this, but we're gonna take a short break.
Yeah.
We're gonna cool down a second, then we're gonna come back
Yeah.
red hot. We're gonna go for it. We'll be right back.
algorithm.
Let the coals breathe, baby.
You're telling me you slept 8 hours straight last night?
Didn't wake up once. First time in like 8 years.
All right. What are these things?
They're called Sleepy Time Advanced Gummies from Moo.com.
So you just get high and go to sleep? THC's always made me weird, Nancy.
That's what I thought too. But it's not just THC, it's CBD and CBN too.
And it actually knocks you out?
Not like a pill where you feel drugged. It's more like your brain finally shuts up.
Wow. Nice. But what about the morning? Foggy, fuzzy, tired?
That's the thing. No grogginess. I wake up and I'm just awake.
And it's legal though?
100%. Totally federally legal, like 2018 Farm Bill legal.
Where do people get these?
Just search Sleepy Time Gummies on Mood.com and use the code ALIEN to get 20% off your first order.
Yeah. I need to try this. And if it doesn't work for me, can I get my money back?
Absolutely. They give you 100 days to try all their stuff.
Okay. I'm ordering these right now.
Do it and report back, good buddy.
RingCentral's AI receptionist uses voice AI to answer on the first ring, so you'll never miss a call again. In just a few minutes, you can personalize your own AI receptionist to answer questions, route calls, schedule appointments, and even send texts in multiple languages. Plus, it's easy to scale. Create unlimited AI receptionists across any phone system. It's all powered by one reliable platform for effortless AI communications. See for yourself at ringcentral.com. RingCentral, voice of your business.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
All right, we're back.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we were talking about the algorithm. So I think this is okay. People say like Elon Musk, like all his companies and stuff are fucking, designed to and for living on Mars. Like if you look at everything he's doing, you've got, the
tunnel
autonomous
systems.
Yeah, the robotics that are going to have to be working there. You got the fucking boring system, which is going to have to dig tunnels in Mars. You got the autopilot, like every
Flamethrowers
Starlink
for the fucking Martians.
Yeah.
almost everything
Giant hyper-evolved cockroaches that live on
everything
Mars.
he's involved with is like basically to colonize Mars. When you look at everything Peter Thiel's involved with, you're like, holy shit, dude, what are you going to do to us? What's your plan?
His whole thing is to enslave humanity.
Yes.
Well, he's the Antichrist, isn't he?
It does feel that way, dude.
Didn't he have the 4-part series on the Antichrist?
On how to become the Antichrist, or no? A 4-part series on how to become the
It was
Antichrist?
just, I think, 4 private seminars on the Antichrist, 4 or 5 private invite.
Explaining why he's not the Antichrist. Like I swear to you,
you
guys,
gotta know.
first of all,
You gotta
I'm
know
not.
what people are expecting
Yeah.
to avoid that, so people don't recognize.
Yeah, he had a
it right
secret
away.
lecture on the Antichrist in Rome. Secret lecture.
Yeah,
Invite only, I believe.
they're like, don't they're expecting the mark of the beast, so don't
Dude,
show that. Right
well,
away.
I mean, okay.
Peter Thiel 666 at hotmail.com.
You might want to keep the Horde of Babylon and the Leviathan. Like, you want to keep them separate. You want to keep
separate,
them,
big time.
keep them in a separate room. Don't let people see that right away.
Okay, this is a fun little rabbit hole I went down. Speaking of Peter Thiel and shit, there's been like a cult and like occultism and like, you know, magic all involved in Silicon Valley since day one, right? You had Jack Parsons with Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
The Rocket Man.
Yeah, Rocket Man himself. And
Seriously
he was
blew
like
himself up when he was working with Israel.
Yeah.
Tony Stark.
Yeah. He was a hardcore Thelemite occultist, like huge Aleister Crowley guy. He even had, I think he had like correspondence with him, tons, right? Like the guy, Jack Parsons practiced.
We
did a whole case file on Jack Parsons.
Practiced sex magic. Like he was
blood sugar, sex
he
magic.
signed letters as Frater Bellarian, the Antichrist. Right?
Nice.
Like he,
As you
like,
do.
This guy
as you
fucking
would.
partied. Like Jack Parsons
as you
partied,
would.
man.
But like they would like part of the reason he was like building Rocket Labs is because he kind of felt that, Rocket Propulsion Laboratories, is that he kind of felt that like leaving the Earth was part of like opening the gates, and like that he had that like do what thou wilt, and that was part of like, you know, the occultist belief is that like this was like leaving the plane.
Buddy, that's Aleister Crowley. Do as the world.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
his teachings.
Yeah.
You see, we should have stuck to rocket propulsion and space exploration, because that's when fucking scientists were cool and you were doing stuff like, you know, satanic orgies and shit, as opposed to the stuff now you're making algorithms and shot callers for people, you know, and now you're nerdos, right?
But
like back then you were like, you're putting on robes and you were just like
Babylon
nothing underneath
working.
and you're like going nuts.
Yeah.
And
Remember
you're
that
like,
shit?
Now it's like
Yeah.
not
Well,
very
that's
fun.
where they were
Babylon
trying
working
to.
was his big ritual that he tried.
Yeah, they were trying to summon the goddess.
Yeah,
right?
dude. Yes,
but,
dude.
But see, but then when I look at this, like you look at the occultism in Silicon Valley, and if you kind of like look at the stuff like Peter Thiel's into and stuff, and like if you look at it through the lens of that do what thou wilt and stuff, you're like, I feel like people are just doing whatever they want.
I would argue that with the Silicon Valley that you have now is a direct result of getting rid of all that stuff. That they tamped down on that, and now you just have all this loser stuff about surveillance state.
No,
yeah, man.
dude.
If these
we don't
bring
there's
back the
it's-
sex magic, let's go.
Well, here's the thing, dude.
Fucking big rockets.
But we talked about it at the
sex parties
beginning of this podcast. I'm like, all this shit is magic, dude. All this shit doesn't make sense. It's fucking magic. And then when we look at like
Magic
them,
to me.
we look at this
100%.
shit and they're like, you know, they were attempting to summon spirits. Some people are like, or summon entities. Some people believe that like all these people that are involved in this like big AI rush, it's like, this is to summon an entity. That's what we're doing. We are creating an entity. Like we are summoning something up through the digital realm that is going to exist. Yeah. And it's like, I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is all still part of the occult. And it's just like AI is just the next thing.
You know what it is?
A ritual summoning.
Because we live in a digital universe, a simulation, if you will. And these people have discovered that they can communicate with the creator. And that's the entity.
That would make sense if we're in a simulation that they're like, okay, well, listen, jerking off on a crackers and eating it's not working. We've got to, you know what I mean? We've got to try something else. The sex magic isn't working. It's fun.
Sure?
We're all having a good time.
I would say I'm a material girl in a material world. Like, so.
All right, Madonna. So you're saying cow. You're fixated on cow. We've talked about cow algorithm. You're talking about summoning. We're talking about black magic. What about bulls? What about Baal?
Baal?
Baal. They're trying to summon Baal, the old
Lord of
Canaanite
Destruction?
fucking devil's god.
Also last
But that would
Wednesday,
make
though,
sense. Like
I
if
don't
we're
think
in a
so.
simulation.
Isn't Baal like the big fucking bad?
No, why don't you do like somebody cool like Asmodeus or Baphomet or like some
as
really
a
Major
guys,
Canaanite
I come
deity
from-
referred to as the Lord of Storms, fertility, and rain.
They're like the hip, you know, the Silicon crowd is not, they're not going to stick to that old stuff. Like, you know, they'll be out of that. Like, you know, we're going to move towards some more like, you know, the cool devils. And demons.
It would make sense, Zell. That's a really good point. I didn't think of that. If we're in a simulation, the only way to communicate and like actually summon like another entity in this world would be to like some digital way of doing it, and which is what AI would be. It'd be the connection between this thing and our world. Like we're opening a door essentially.
Well, it's crazy because everything, like we convert everything to digital technology now. And now we create our own digital worlds, digital universes.
Well,
why aren't we just one?
Meta just shut down their own digital world.
Yeah, they're like
$80 million later or whatever. Like they shut down that Horizon.
Well, they made a shit one, all right?
Yeah,
they're not all going to be good.
Yeah.
There's probably a bunch of other universes just like ours that were garbage at first. They had to toss those away.
We're number one.
You notice
dude,
how
it's
as
all
Zuck
crazy.
got less dorky, he became less successful?
It's true. He started doing fucking.
Gave up more of his market share. Yeah,
I mean, okay, that's a crazy statement because has he become, what's his net worth? Like, what are we saying here?
He shifted over to what? Now he's UFC fighting. And
He's a jiu-jitsu god
surfing.
now. I'm pretty sure he's a black belt.
He's only worth 220
He's always wearing those
billion.
sick oversized T-shirts, you know,
Yeah.
like and the fucking cool puka shell necklaces and shit. He's got a
He's
broccoli head
he's still
haircut,
frequently
too.
listed as the second or third
Can
publicly
you still get
known
those?
wealthiest.
We should bring
person
those
on Earth.
back, boys. We should all get puka shell necklaces for the show.
Hell
Can
yeah.
the podcast afford to
No, that's
buy us
pukas?
no.
four
it can't.
It's out of
puka
our
shell
budget.
necklaces?
No. Nope.
I'm looking right now. There's
coming out of your
there's an
pocket.
18-inch puka shell necklace we can get for $16.95.
Can
there's
we
no
get the
chance we
puka
could get
shell
that.
with the shark tooth in the middle?
That's-
Those ones are fucking dope.
Can we do
Way out of our league.
Zella? If you're looking at the budget, can we afford the puka shell and the shark teeth?
We could get one of those maybe.
One.
We could share it. Each one of us
share
gets
it.
to
We
wear
could
it
send it
around.
around.
Send it back and forth. Yeah.
All right, I'm into this. I'm into getting one puka shell necklace and then sending it express postage across the continent, so we can all.
We would buy it
fucking
for
wear
$17. We're going to ship it for $35 every time.
Yeah, I like it. Can we get Zell? Is it in the budget to get puka shell necklaces and instead of shark teeth, we get an ATT logo?
Yes, of course. That's in the budget.
We'll buy them for
Custom.
$16. We'll wear them, and then we'll sell show worn puka shell necklaces for $42.99.
You know what? Good. That's a
American.
good marketing thing. We should sell all our show worn merch.
All right, if you want a puka shell necklace, and you want
Brains
to,
comes with the sweat stains.
and the greatest thing is we've already kind of planned this. We've got all sizes. You know what I mean? We've got all
I will
sizes.
sell you my sauna boxers.
Sauna boxers.
You're not in there naked?
I can't because I got a renter. You never know if she's gonna fucking.
Come into the sauna?
They signed up.
Speaking of that, we gotta listen. When we get into after hours, we gotta talk. We gotta
bad.
talk.
We'll talk about
we need
meth
a
truck in the
renter.
after hours.
Yeah,
But
we need that.
I want to get into the full global spanning entrenched conspiracy that we got to tie all together now.
Sure.
Right?
Tie it together. Bring us home.
Well, because we got
Zell's
bring
theory
us
of
home.
everything.
a theory of everything. I mean, it's not really mine. It's pretty much
It's
on every.
yours. No,
it's on
it's
every
yours.
channel now in the
It's yours
world.
now.
Everyone's
It's yours.
talking about it. But Andrew's already talked about 15-minute cities, right? And how would they do a 15-minute city? We have GPS, right? The next step, everyone talks about it, is that some type of digital dollar, cryptocurrency that could be tracked and manipulated not manipulated, but can be tracked and your bank account turned off if you don't follow these specific rules. Oh, you went outside the 15-minute city. Therefore, you can't pay.
You have no money.
You have
your
no money.
is only in the parameters where you are.
They try and expand the housing prices so much that no one could afford except the billionaire super elite now own all the houses too. You will own nothing and you will be happy.
live in certain parts of fucking Western Canada where they're taking your property away.
Well, not yet, but they might.
It's coming. Well, they're devaluing your property to the point where it's worth fucking nothing. You can't get mortgages anymore. But there are people getting kicked off.
I think you've gone a little far there. You can still get a mortgage currently. But
places in Richmond, those guys are trying and working at it right now, and they're having problems. Nobody's working with them.
but we're talking about the Vancouver one.
The
Richmond one was tiny. The Vancouver one is
big.
fucking
Huge.
a million people.
It's still
Can
people
be a
losing
problem.
property, man.
That's what I'm saying. So if you start tying all these conspiracies together, the super elite, the 1% of the 1% of the 1%, the people who make the global order, the rules of the global order.
Could you imagine if that's why they're doing that, to devalue property, and then they're like, well, no one wants to buy them because your land rights are not you're not sure, and then BlackRock's like, I guess we'll take that risk off you for fucking 20% less of what the property's valued at, and then they go, yeah, we don't care about
We'll take you to court. You try and get it back now.
Yeah, you try.
You fucking try and get that property back, right? So you have all these, like we've talked about. I don't think we've actually done a case file on it, like Agenda 2030, like right. So you have all this
Agenda
stuff
23 or whatever it's
right. So that has to deal with like the pushing. There was this huge. It's kind of fallen off a bit now, but like the pushing of the EV vehicles, right, attached to the electrical grid, and the conspiracy starts stemming like, oh, if you don't own the car, and if they turn off your electricity, you can't charge the car, so you can't drive the car. All of these like major conspiracies, let's say, if you were to really go all the way, full red pill, the scale is slid all the way to the right. You don't believe anything anymore. You could say that these super wealthy people who own these companies that originally were like the CIA, LifeLog, and now Facebook, they own all your data. They know everything about you. They now have access to your bank account. They have access to your transportation. They own and control your housing. They own and control your food supply. They own and control all the banking. They own a few, let's say like 100 or a couple hundred individuals will own most of the world's wealth.
Well, isn't Iran one of the last countries doesn't have like a Rothschild-led private like banking system?
That's something I always hear. But
a lot of other countries.
That's one of the main conspiracies going around.
You hear that, but like, I also don't think Rothschilds own the central banks of most countries. It's just the Rothschild style of central bank that's used.
Yeah, but wasn't Israel given to the Rothschilds? I read that on Reddit one day.
Here we go. Here comes the racist tirade.
It's on the internet. It's true. Yeah.
We thought we couldn't get.
Oh, we almost made it. We almost made it. We almost made it.
And you know what's funny?
There.
They had nicknames for them.
So close.
Oh, yeah.
The Anunnaki made black slaves, all right?
We thought we couldn't get there.
And we did. We got there. But that's what I'm saying. Like this grand conspiracy of like the uber elite who own everything, trying to control all of humanity. There's some things you'd be like, in a way, you are.
I don't think it's a conspiracy.
There's another level of society. I think we've researched enough that I do not believe anything other than that. There's an access to another level of society that money and wealth gets you that we can't even fathom.
Well, we've talked about it just briefly. We've talked about before, like just Epstein.
Yeah, two-tier justice system.
The crime that he committed, if any one of us did, would be the max sentence you could get. Whatever.
Yeah, like 2 years.
Good.
In Canada.
But so he gets 1 year. He gets to go to work. Like he gets the lightest sentence you could ever think about. He's protected by, like, his publicist does a really good job of keeping his name out of the paper, and like you don't really hear about him that much. And it's not until finally he's actually convicted for the major crime that you really hear about him. So like there is different rules of society. Even the government can really, if you did anything the government does as a person, you can't just go to your neighbor's house and blow something up, but you can go to a different country and blow them up. And
you can kidnap their president.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. President. Canada's starting to heal. They had that home invasion in Toronto where the guy fucking blasted some of the
baby.
Right.
That's
and the fucking
yep.
Right? And the home invasion, 4 guys came in and a guy started blasting them. And normally in Canada, you'd be like, brother, you're done. You're fucking done.
You protected yourself?
You're supposed to leave your keys on your front door.
Yeah, you're supposed
right outside and let them take your vehicle.
You're supposed to hand them your firearm and say, please don't hurt me.
Yeah.
This guy fired upon them and received no charges. I was like, hell yeah, we're back, baby.
Okay, well, that's a little bit of good precedent then, you know?
Yeah, we're back, baby.
We're back.
I hope so.
Castle law, you can blast someone with a gun you can't legally own. What happened? I guess it must have been like a shotgun or something, a legal shotgun.
Dude, I keep getting emails from the RCMP that's being like, this is your last chance to turn in your firearm. And I'm like, which one? I'm like, I don't think I have. Do I have an illegal firearm? Is that why you keep messaging me? I'm like, what?
How do they know? Because there's no register.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Why do I keep getting these emails?
You've been fucking profiled. That's why.
Yeah.
Technically, I gave my guns to my dad. They're at his house. They're not mine anymore. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I dare you to come for my airsoft guns.
Next, they're going to be coming for my fucking brass knuckles and my fucking and my throwing stars.
That reminds me. I really wish I would have got that hand grenade lighter home from Vietnam that one time. That was so cool. anyways, I'm talking about like this global conspiracy you hear about all the time. And the longer time goes on, the more
Doesn't
you're
feel
like,
like a conspiracy.
do I think it's going to get to the point where that actually happens? No, I don't think so personally. But I think it's just going to keep tiptoeing that way. These people are going to keep consolidating so much massive wealth that they can do whatever they want.
There's no chance, because think about how many jacked up Dodge Rams we're going to have with Canadian flags flying and stickers. Right? There's the resistance.
It's time.
The fucking resistance, brother.
Let's call back the truckers.
Call back the truckers.
It's
Hell
time.
yeah.
This is a question, as a guest, do we want a grassroots member of the truckers on the pod for an interview?
Yeah.
How racist is he on a scale from 1 to 10?
Not. Beauty. Great guy.
Then
awesome
yes.
guy.
Can you get
smart,
into Can you get into
knows
the
a little
horn,
bit about everything, like
the horn pattern that is best used to sway government opinion?
He's number like 15 in the trucker, like signing up for the trucker rally, like frozen bank account, everything.
Nice.
Yeah, like great.
He's a freedom fighter.
Oh, absolutely. He's a beauty.
Oh yeah, he's one of the fringe.
He also happens to be my boss, so I have to.
Does he have a bumper sticker that says like one of the fringe minority with like unreasonable views?
No, but he is one. He doesn't have to fucking put it on display.
People just know him. Sure, let's get him in, but he has to come in the studio. So
he would for sure. He's local.
So I can use all this cool gear I had never used.
Yeah. All right.
What else? That's pretty much all I had. My conspiracy of the global conspiracy, far-reaching conspiracy, seems to tiptoeing closer and closer
every day.
Is it as bad? I don't personally think it will be as bad as you will have.
As 1984 made it seem to be.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun to not own anything, and I'll be happy, and I can just.
It'll be fun to go visit your friends and be like, unfortunately, my bank card doesn't work here.
No, it'll be fun to get money from the government until they don't like what I say. Then they turn off the funding, and now I'm screwed.
Yeah, and they'll be like, Zell, we didn't like podcasts.
Well, they can do that now anyways with Bill C-22 or whatever that just got passed.
Mm-hmm. Which one's that one?
It's the.
Is that the one where they started knocking on doors
speech.
now?
Is that where they privatize your healthcare? Because
no,
do that and
then you wait in fucking 6 months for surgery and then you die and you don't get
and
it.
you're also paying like 20% more. Like
20% more. Way more than that.
Insane amount of money out of your paycheck.
I don't know about our healthcare system, if I'm going to be honest.
I haven't had to use it yet, so
thank God.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see when I get a little older how bad it gets. But yeah, as far as DARPA goes, there's so many cool DARPA projects that you could just talk about.
Yeah. I mean, DARPA is just an interesting organization in itself. Just the it's one of those things where it's like DARPA and to some extent NASA. Just the stuff that they worked on, which is now part of our modern everyday life and technological infrastructure. Just the stuff, like I said, the TCP/IP stuff, creating the internet, the microchip,
GPS,
any of that stuff.
Google.
Yeah, GPS. Yeah, all of that stuff is now that we use in
Google's
ubiquitous, and back then it was
Google is so fucking deep with DARPA too, all their fucking Google Earth and shit. That was all fucking DARPA initiatives at the beginning that were kind of handed over to Google.
Well, it's like they have these
insane, dude. All this shit is private military applications that got shut down, and then they were like, "Hey, private corporation, you want to work with us on this quietly?"
Well, there's there's a whole history there about exactly what goes on and just the interchanging of just between or the intermixing between DARPA and then Silicon Valley, private.
Jeff Bezos' grandpa was a member of DARPA.
Of course, you would be to have that kind of money, those things. It is interesting to, any smart person they would pick up back then, and the amount of funding that they pumped into these early tech companies. I mean, I think a lot of people want to say DARPA created Silicon Valley, but I think it'd be more accurate argument to be it's more created the environment or the substrate for it to become what it is. Back then the government was the big funder. It was here, we'll fund your projects for 10, 20 years. We're not a venture capitalist that's we need to turn around in 5 years or something like that. They're we'll give you money for 10 years,
forever.
15 years, and you create your microchips or whatever these things are that are going to go in our missiles or rockets that are going to fight the Reds,
Oh, buddy, kind of
they have those.
They're going to be able to drone strike us from wherever. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to fucking tinfoil the entire roof of the studio.
Tinfoil's not gonna work, dude. You need a
Copper.
full
You better
like
paint it
Faraday
blue.
cage.
It's gonna be
Paint that shit blue, dude.
Paint it blue.
yeah, paint the
right.
roof
Yeah,
blue,
roof blue.
100%.
Just get a
Honolulu blue?
copper wiring on top
Yeah.
and then paint it blue. Yeah, that should
No,
do it.
another the crazy thing about DARPA too is all these technologies they had, like the internet and stuff, was in 1969. They had self-driving cars in like 70s. They had all this stuff that we got 20 or 30 years later. So what is being worked on now? What's going to come out in 20 years? Or what was around in 2005 that's going to come out just now?
See,
now they have those talks of those hypersonic
Are you telling me
missiles.
they had the iPhone 16 in 2003?
You damn right they did.
See, here's the thing that I thought was really funny, because when I was reading about this, and it's interesting to see, going through like a quick little history timeline of like DARPA, and then being like how it used to be the military was the big funder of technological process, but now it is like flipped over once the tech companies realized that they could make a lot more money on the public sector.
That's not
Like,
what happened. What happened is they realized that with government spending, there was civilian overwatch, and they can't have that because then there's public outcry, and then Congress can shut them down. So they're like, you know what? If we
Congress can't shut down their private companies.
privatize this shit,
Now that's why they went private.
they're like, if we privatize this shit, we don't have to fucking answer to anybody.
Like, well, that's some of them have been like, okay, so there is that. There's the things that, private companies don't have to share their stuff, but that's how you make money, right? You patent stuff and then you don't have to release it. You don't have to have oversight, so you can keep control over your technological, developments, and then you make more money that way. But it is interesting to see how this has kind of flipped the script. And there was a time, and there's like there's a famous anecdote where it was like it's like 91, where there was like a big dinner, and like the deputy secretary of defense like gathered all the the eggheads from Silicon Valley and basically said, hey guys, Soviet Union's fallen, the Reds are on the outs, so we're not writing any more big checks to you guys. You guys are gonna have to consolidate, or you guys are gonna go bust. So here, finish your lobster and get out. Like it's a wild story about those kinds of things. But now that the private sector has become the main driver of technological innovation, there is this interesting little piece which I found about I didn't really know about them. And even though I live kind of near where some of this stuff kind of happens, the Defense Innovation Unit, the DIU, or used to be previously DIUX, which is a office of the Pentagon that they formed in order to try and act like a startup, because it used to be the Pentagon did a lot of these private companies didn't want to get in bed with the Pentagon because the Pentagon moves too slow. And if anybody's worked with the government or in the government, U.S. government, you realize the bureaucracy is insane. It takes 2 years to get a freaking new laptop. It takes 10 years to upgrade your Adobe Acrobat. Like it's a wild amount of paperwork to do anything. And with Silicon Valley becoming, a lot more agile, on the toes, they want to get stuff done fast, quick, turnaround. A lot of they didn't want to work with the Pentagon anymore. So the government formed in like 2015. They launched this initiative called the Defense Innovation Unit, which it was DIUX, which X used to be experimental.
And X going to give it to you, basically.
X going to give it to you. Yeah, DMX. And their main goal was to they were going to rebuild the bridge between the Pentagon and Silicon Valley, which had, frayed to some extent after the Cold War, after that funding had dried up. So their main goal of the Defense Initiative Unit was to find things that already exist. So these companies these startups that are making these innovations, or have promised stuff, or have promising applications within in the commercial world, and then they would take those and then they would put them in the hands of soldiers within 24 months. So these things, like Braden already mentioned, drone technology, GPS, application of these things, and to some extent other things, tracking technologies, biometrics, any of these kind of cool things, algorithms, but the DIU is kind of now they have become this originally they were just like this tiny little department that were kind of like a little like brainchild of like one of the departments of, deputy at the time, like departments of defense. Now they were, what was it? Defense. It was Secretary of Defense Ash Carter back in 2015. And now they have become like something where they've got like a budget of almost like $1 billion, and they become like a permanent staple at the Pentagon. It used to be like they had their own like one little office in like Mountain View, California. And now they've got offices in like Austin. They got offices in Boston. They got offices in like Northern Virginia, everywhere where military, government intersect. A lot of these places, even in my area, like Northern Virginia has become one of the like the main areas where like the government contracting, technology, AI, all that stuff, because we have tons of data centers here, like all that shit. But it's wild that they have this thing that it originally started out this tiny little project, and now it's almost, it operates almost like it's huge thing. It's just a huge, massive budget. There's one of the initiatives that it has is called Replicator, which is aiming to field like thousands of the cheap autonomous drones to counter global threats.
Yeah, global threats. Us. They'll be like, your Facebook post is a global threat.
Exactly, your drone swarms and all that stuff. I assume, like, how can you name it Replicator? That's
dude. Do you remember? You remember all those fucking weird drone
robots from
the drone
Stargate
shit going on in like fucking Denver and stuff back like 2 years ago? Remember that where people were getting the fucking weird drones were like flying, looking like they were serving. Dude, that was
nothing.
Testing
project, testing something.
Testing something for sure.
There's all those theories like, it was looking for some type of nuclear dirty bomb or like
that fucking guy that came on the internet told us that's exactly what they were doing.
But it's
found it, I guess.
Concerning to see a government body government funded initiative like DIU. They're basically operating on the fact that it's like they act more like a startup. They can acquire these technologies. They're not beholden to the normal government oversight. Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of stuff that they put in place where they basically kind of like stripped away a lot of the like stuff where the Pentagon was something. They have the Federal Acquisition Regulation, which is like, this huge book of paperwork that you have to fill out all of this stuff, anybody like me, military, you have to fill out 6 forms to get a can of paint, and it's like, but they don't have to do that. They made special provisions for this unit to be able to breeze past all of that and just be like, yeah, you can get whatever you want, move fast, break things. It's fine. It's like we all in the name of national security or, that thing's, it's just American superiority. It's concerning, worrisome.
Just a little.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Let's wrap this one up.
Well, I got before we wrap this one up, I got to shout out one absolute goddamn legend. One person who's not on the Epstein list.
Definitely
confirmed.
Not. Absolutely not.
They went to patreon.com. They searched for Alien Theorists Theorizing. Not on their phone though. Don't go through the App Store. Make sure go through your browser. Or fucking Steve Jobs is taking 30% from the grave.
DARPA's getting in.
DARPA. This week we got Cody Troilo.
Let's go.
Supporting the show.
Let's go.
The correspondent tier, getting early access, all the bonus stuff, keeping the lights on, buying us at least one puka shell necklace with
Let's go.
Hell yeah. We'll have a new
tier, baby.
puka tier.
At least one rotation of puka shell necklace between all of us.
I don't know how we don't have a tier that's $6.66, but we should really get that.
Yeah.
This should happen. Called the Jack Parsons tier.
Jack Parsons and the Peter Thiel. Anyways, that was awesome. That was fun. There's lots more to DARPA, all the other cool projects that you could get into.
We'll do it another time.
That's just a little negative start to your Monday or whenever you're listening to this.
Yeah. Don't forget to share our post on Facebook.
Yeah, don't forget to share our post about
copy and paste
about all the bad stuff that they're involved in.
And as we always say at the end of these things, keep those eyes on the skies.
The drones.
Yeah.
RingCentral's AI receptionist uses voice AI to answer on the first ring, so you'll never miss a call again. In just a few minutes, you can personalize your own AI receptionist to answer questions, route calls, schedule appointments, and even send texts in multiple languages. Plus, it's easy to scale. Create unlimited AI receptionists across any phone system. It's all powered by one reliable platform for effortless AI communications. See for yourself at ringcentral.com. RingCentral, voice of your business.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.